Hey mates, what's up? Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to show you how to run fully functional Linux operating system right from a USB drive. It isn't one of those limited live CD versions. It's the real deal. It's full function and working. So you don't need to mess with dual boot, partition headache, or risk of messing up Windows OS, break things down. Plug in the USB, boot into your full Linux OS, and when you're done, just unplug it and go straight back to Windows. Super easy. Alright, let's begin. So as you can see, first I go to the Mint website. Let's choose the version we would like to download. Most of the people like the Cinnamon, so I will download the Cinnamon edition, download it, choose the server you would like to use to download, or download via torrent, up to you. And it will take a while, it's about 3 gigabytes, so depend on your internet speed. I will fast forward the video. Okay. It has been downloaded. We have the ISO image file. Or if you want, you can check the checksum. Let's do it fast. Let's run the command from the PowerShell. And when you get the hash, copy it and Control F for find and see if it's matched to the one you have on the website. Again, it's not mandatory, but it's good to do to know that you actually have your correct version. Okay, now we're gonna download Rufus in order to create a bootable live CD. Don't worry, it's not the regular live CD, it's just for the installation process. Now you can download any Linux version you want. Run Rufus, choose the ISO file. Now let's connect our USB drive. If you have a flash drive, let's connect to SSH or external hard drive. Just choose this option that will let you connect the hard drive. Okay, now as you can see, I have two USB keys, one of 64 gigs, one 28 gigs. I will connect the 64 gigs for the installation process and make sure Rufus detect it. And you're on the correct drive. Okay, and start the image burning process. It will warn you that all the data will be erased. As you can see, it starts to copy the file and create the bootable live CD Linux OS. In this case, it's Mint. Okay, done. You see the file. Alright, now start the fun part. So basically, because we don't want to mess with the configuration, touch our boot options and configuration, we will shut down the system and we open apart our laptop, computer, whatever we have. As you can see, I'm doing here. As you see, I have two disks, SATA disk and another SATA disk. So the small one, 250 gigabytes, it's my Windows OS, the system boot from there, and the larger one, larger SATA one, is my data. We'll remove both of them, take it apart, try not to break stuff, and let's close the PC and boot again. Press F2, F12 or whichever option you have to get to the boot menu. And now I'm gonna boot from my USB. Sometimes it doesn't work on the first time, so you need to reboot and reattach your USB. And now we are booting from Linux Mint Live CD. And now I'm going to connect my other USB flash drive that will be the destination for the installation. That's at 128 gigs. So we have the 64 we boot from with the live CD and the new USB flash drive that we're going to install Mint on it. So as you can see, the live CD is running. We have the option on the top to install Mint. Let's see what's going on. Okay, we mount the USB stick, the 128 you're going to install, and you can see the file system on the live CD. So I recommend first go to disks, remove all the partition and configuration you have on the destination flash drive you want to install Linux Mint or any Windows distribution you want, and then run the installation. And choose your language. your Wi-Fi, if you want to be connected, don't want to install multimedia codecs for the moment. That's the interesting part. As you can see, correctly not detected operation system. What we like to do, just click on the do something else and see that you actually only see the USB flash drive you want to install the OS. If it's there, it's great. And then choose the first option, erase and install Linux Mint. It will give you a warning. It say that you write a change to this disk, create a partition table for this device, continue. Okay, that's the hard part. Now just choose the location, username, computer name, password, whatever you want. Continue, let the installation run. It will take a while, of course, depending on your flash drive and USB type. And let's restart. Now we can disconnect the live CD and boot from our installation. Let's choose the boot menu and choose the new installation, the password, and as you can see, Windows Mint installed and running perfectly. That's the 128 gigabyte drive I have. I recommend, if you really want to use this as a production environment, buy fast flash drive. Today there are SSD flash drives that work really fast with USB 3.2 or whatever you have in the market now. Okay, let's shut down the system and assembly back our PC. I'll do it fast. Put both of the drives. Make sure you don't break nothing. And after assembling the PC, let's boot again. And now you have two operation systems that does not affect one each other. You didn't touch the bootloader, the grab. Everything is working. You see I can boot to my Windows machine, no problem. Now let's stick back the USB flash drive we just installed with Windows Mint. Go to the boot menu. And the boot priority, I choose that it boot first from the Linux environment. And as you can see, welcome to Mint. Dialog, blah, blah, blah. And let's see the file system. Okay, so as you can see, I have access to the Windows NTF file system. I can see the Windows partition, my data partitions, and also I have access to the file system of the Linux. See, all mounted. Let's go to disk. See the same. It's recognize my Windows OS, data disk, and our flash drive that contain Linux Mint with all the partition, and the bootloader run only from the USB drive. Okay, let's reboot again. And now let's check the same flash drive we just installed on another laptop I have here. It should run automatically. Should be no issue. Just choose the boot menu you want to boot from your flash drive. Standard is clash with the driver, but because it's new installation and it's both same architecture, I think it will work. Yeah, it's working. See, up and running. Here I see the other. I have only 500 gig SSD drive on this old laptop. And you can see the same on disks. It's recognized both of the devices. It's worked perfectly. Maybe next video I'll show you how to encrypt this flash drive, and then you can actually travel around the world with your OS and you don't depend on the hardware. That's really nice. Okay, shut down. Check my first laptop. It boot with no problem to Windows, and if I want I can attach the USB flash drive, and I have Linux OS on flash drive that not depend on the hardware, and it can boot with Windows with no issues. Alright, that was the tutorial. I hope you had fun and you learned something and it was helpful. Like, subscribe, write comment. I wish you all the best and have a nice day. Cheers.